Hi, I'm Vivica Fox. For more than 100 years, American Humane has been helping our best friends in their worst times, during hurricanes, tornadoes, and increasingly, wildfires. They're real heroes to these animals. But Mother Nature isn't the only danger that animals face. Sometimes it's human nature that's the greatest threat. Each year, more than 6 million beautiful adoptable animals are being abandoned, and more than 1 million are euthanized before they can be rescued. These animals need heroes too. Heroes to open up their hearts and homes and to give them the love they deserve. Be a hero to an animal in need. Consider becoming an American Humane Rescue Volunteer or adopt from your local shelter. Visit AmericanHumane.org to find out how you can be a hero and help our best friends in their worst times.
You are tuned into WWWE Hakeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous 3-point conversion station. Keep it locked. Yes, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. We in the lounge for real, y'all. We back in the studio. I hope everybody is safe, healthy. Man, I know I say this every week. What a crazy weekend, a great weekend in sports, but this was big. This was big. Big NFL game, NBA free agency, trades start coming, NBA draft. We had a lot going on this week. It's so much to get into. Today is going to be a packed show, a full show. Man, I can't wait to get started. But once again, you've entered inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge, and I'm your host, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? I mean that because we are back. But, and of course, I'm not doing this by myself. Of course, I got the person behind the scenes. He's still in the scenes as well, but behind the scenes doing everything. My guy, G. What up, G?
Yo.
Then I got my road dog, my partner in crime. We back together. What up, baby?
What up,
Good
what
to
up,
see
what
you,
up?
man, in the flesh, bro.
What up?
My man, D Intellectual. What up, bro?
What up, man? How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm excited. Ready to talk about everything that's going on, man. It's a lot going on.
Nuts.
And the crazy thing, like I stated in the little preview, I was like, we're not even talking big name free agents.
Just,
you know what I'm saying? This is just the person, the right people, the right parts that makes a championship. Right.
It's moving.
Right. So then the weather down here in Atlanta has been great. It's been crazy, man. I didn't even realize it was Thanksgiving next weekend or this Thursday. So,
yeah, it is, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Because of the weather and everything. We hadn't been out, so it's not like you see everything about Thanksgiving and all of that. So, but either or, man. Look, we got a great show lined up for you. We are first talking about this NBA. It was so many shocking signings, trades, a lot of stuff going on in the NBA draft that we were shocked about. So we got to get into the NBA free agency and with the trades. And then we have special guests, the 3-point conversion reporter, the NBA reporter, and also reports, covers the Charlotte Hornets for the 3-point conversion. My guy, Danny Thompson, he's going to be here. And he's going to break down the NBA draft. So I can't wait for that. Also, we're talking college football. Look like we're finally going to get some big teams to play and some important games this week. Thank God. But hey, we got a big game with Ohio State. You know, probably their toughest game. People might say, "Oh, they know one." I know somebody, if not two, said whatever. They not nothing. But they're ranked number 9 now, the Indiana Hoosiers. But still, we don't know. We still don't know. I can't even tell you who. I can't name the starting lineup right now.
I was gonna say who. What's the draft pick?
What?
Who gonna get drafted off their team?
I don't. That's what I'm saying. We about to find out. You know, I ain't gonna lie.
I don't mean it like that,
Yeah.
but just mean it like
A kicker.
the punter.
Yeah.
But for us, we'll see this. We'll see today. You know, if they for real or not. Also, the Cincinnati Bearcats, man, they ranked number 7. We're gonna talk about them. Shout out to the nephew Jeremy Cooper, the right guard for the Bearcats. They're ranked number 7, and they're not getting a lot of respect. But we're going to talk about if it should be worth it, and of course Georgia's quarterback situation. That's another thing, but we'll get into that. Then we have another special guest, an former offensive coordinator, NFL coordinator. Man, he was the offensive coordinator for the Vikings, the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was wide receivers coach for like 5,000 teams. My man, Mr. Ray Sherman, he's going to be here. And
Did you say 5,000 teams?
Bruh, look, it's a lot. I mean, that's dope with him because I mean,
I know. He was wanted.
he was wanted, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking like, man, he was putting in that work. 30 years, over 31 years, but in the NFL as a coach. But yeah, he's going to be on the show, and we're going to talk NFL with him. Got to talk about that Rooney Rule and this proposed 7-play rule, whatever it's called. We're going to talk about that. And then we have to get on this Taysom Hill supposed to start. Now I saw Sean Payton say he's saying you'll see, but it's been reports that Taysom is starting. So we're going to talk about that, if it's the right move or not. We'll get into that. That's going to be interesting. Then, of course, we got Dr. Fowler coming in with What's on Our Mind. I mean, not What's on My Mind, but Ask a Doc. Then we have What's on Our Mind, Quick Hits, Stop It. So, hey, can't wait to get to it. But, hey, man, you ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
It's time for these quick hits. Let's get it. Oh, and just to let y'all know, y'all can listen to the show live. Like I said, we on Facebook Live. We on 1100 AM WWWE, the Real Radio. Also, go to the 3-Point Conversion YouTube channel and go to the 3pointconversion.com. We're streaming live now. What up, what up, what up? So, first off, we got to start with this. So, the NBA has launched an investigation into to the canceled sign and trade deal that would have sent Sacramento restricted free agent Bogdan Bogdanovic and Justin James to the Milwaukee Bucks in exchange for I forgot. Because I'm reading his name, I can't say it now. It's over. But Dante Vince, whatever his name.
Different. Sound like a mafia boss.
It's not as okay. Go ahead.
You got 18 names in a row like this, so that's why I was like, it's killing me.
He sound like a mafia boss, don't he?
But but either or, and I know he does. And DJ Wilson, but y'all remember that agreement? You remember?
Yeah.
They did a sign and trade, and then
part of why Giannis would stay.
Yeah, and Bogdanovic was like, "Nah, I'm about to just opt out." So, your thoughts on that, man?
First off, I know it's business, and you don't want to. You should still sign and trade him. But
right.
Early in the week, he still was looking for a sign and trade. Dude, I'm not signing and trading nothing. You're not getting no extra money. You literally destroyed this deal.
Right.
And you were going to a great place. It's not like they were sending him to, nothing against the Hawks. It's not like he was sending them to Atlanta or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sending you to a perennial playoff team, perennial finals contender, and you're going to be in a perfect position. And you're going to nix the trade?
I wonder why he did it.
Man, you know what I would do? Because he's restricted. I would match the offer. And when they can't trade until December, right? After you sign somebody, you can't trade them till like December 9th or something. Like,
Well, because of when the season's starting, it might not be until January.
Yeah. January 18th, I'll trade him to who's a horrible team out here right now? Who's a horrible team? I'll trade him to. You don't want to say anything. Like, I can't say Phoenix because he might be in the playoffs.
But I feel you.
You know what I mean? Like I'll send him to Minnesota.
That's messed up.
Yep.
Moving on, the Pac-12 announced that they will approve non-conference games to be scheduled for teams who have had or will have conference game cancellations due to the COVID-19 outbreaks and regulations. What I've been saying. The same criteria for the games include the non-conference opponent following the Pac-12 testing protocols. It must be a home game for the Pac-12 team. Hey, so y'all letting them know, like, hey,
if you coming, it's a home game for us.
We good, but we ain't going to y'all. And if a Pac-12 opponent becomes available by Thursday on any given week, the conference game will be played instead of any non-conference game.
What? So I'm gonna be tuning up for you until Thursday. And then on Thursday, you could be like, "Yeah, it's a conference game became available. We ain't on that no more."
Nah, man, that's messed up.
Nah, you know how many games they not about to play? Who's signing up for that? Do you want your team to sign up for that?
No, I wouldn't. That's jacked up. That's not right, and that's selfish.
And you the Pac-12. It's not like you know what I'm saying. You're an SEC team, and we like, hey, if we get a win from an SEC team, we may get ranked. We may get this pub, but you the Pac-12.
All that sounds like is, hey, oh yeah, we can play basketball. Y'all can play over here, but I got to pick my team, and it's on my ball. I get first pick.
And if I don't, I'm taking my ball and going home.
Yeah, that's jacked up, bro. That's jacked up. That's messed up. Moving on, the Toronto Raptors will begin their 2020-21 season in Tampa, Florida because of travel restrictions the Canadian government has put in place stemming from the coronavirus pandemic. The team and the NBA were denied an exemption to a requirement that anyone entering Canada for non-essential reasons must isolate for 14 days. So they will be playing at the Amalie Arena. Am I saying it correctly? Amalie. Okay, Arena, home of the Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning. So, the Tampa Bay Raptors.
Canada say, hey, y'all can't come up here.
Canada not playing. I told you, no country's messing with us.
Okay, you don't see our numbers?
I know. We probably went up to 200,000 just
last night.
Nah, that's.
They like, nah, you can't come over here.
Wish I had somebody in Tampa, man. We'll have them cover the game. Moving on. G took my stop it, but it's cool. Kyler Murray has filed. Can you get the stop it button ready, though? Kyler Murray has filed an application with the United States Patent and Trademark Office to trademark Hail Murray and the phrase that became popular after Murray's 43-yard Hail Mary touchdown to DeAndre Hopkins to beat the Buffalo Bills last week, or the week before last. Well, I guess it was last Sunday. And then the application is currently awaiting examination according to the USPTO website. He also filed a trademark for Murray Magic. So this is the reason why I want to.
That's what I was trying to figure out. What he needed to stop it for.
Can I? Okay, he get to stop it for the Hail Murray. I get what everybody came up with. Fam, I mean, it was a good throw, but fam, that was all DeAndre Hopkins though. Like
he had to get it there.
Yeah,
but they're saying Hail Murray, right?
I get it,
so
but
I need that bread. Have they came up with?
You need it.
Did they come up with Catch Hopkins?
Well, him and Hopkins need to come up with that. He need to share that with Hopkins.
It's not Hail Hopkins,
right?
No, right. But I'm saying the Hail Murray. It wasn't you that. It wasn't like, oh, Murray made a spectacular play. No, it was DeAndre Hopkins that made the play.
It was both combined the special play.
No, it was DeAndre Hopkins.
You didn't see how he rolled out of that sack?
It was DeAndre Hopkins that made that catch.
He made the catch.
Made that spectacular catch.
Yeah, he did. He gonna get all the props, but they not saying Hail Hopkins. That don't even go together.
No, I'm not saying that.
Hail
what
Hopkins.
I'm saying is Hopkins getting all the props. Murray getting all the loot.
Hey,
that's not. Nah.
You want him to split his bag?
He got. Yeah, if it weren't for Hopkins,
ain't nobody even gonna say it no more. They gonna stop saying it with the trademark because nobody would.
Right. And last but not least, our prayers go out to the family of Jake Scott, the MVP of Super Bowl VII that capped off the 1972 Miami Dolphins 17-0 season. He has passed away at the age of 75 after failing falling into a coma stemming from a fall at his home. Man, Scott played 9 NFL seasons for Miami and Washington, being named a 5-time All-Pro safety and winning 2 Super Bowls with the Dolphins. He is the Dolphins franchise leader in interceptions and also the all-time leader in interceptions at the University of Georgia. Prayers go out to his family. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Rest in peace.
Condolences to the family.
All right, we're about to take a quick break. It's about that time, y'all. We're about to get into this NBA. Keep it locked.
Hey folks, Handsome Josh is here to reveal some big news to all the AM 1100 listeners.
I have an app.
That's right, you can now check out all your favorite programs right here on The Real with the Real 1100 app. Whether it's sports, entertainment, or lifestyle, the Real 1100 definitely has you covered.
So why don't you just tell me how much it's going to cost me?
And here's the best part. It's available in your Google Play or Apple App Store, and it's free to download.
Actually, you can count me in on this one.
So download the Real 1100 app today and stay in tune with The Real.
Good morning. This is Greg Hurd with your sports news break. The Atlanta Hawks made big moves this week by signing forward Danilo Gallinari to a 3-year, $61 million deal. They also drafted Onyeka Okongwu, number 6 overall, and Skylar Mays with the 50th pick in the 2020 NBA draft. The Atlanta Falcons have won 2 straight in 3 of their last 4 games, and they have a big road matchup against their division rivals, the New Orleans Saints, on Sunday. The Washington football team are still a game and a half out of first place in the NFC East with a 2-7 record. They face the Cincinnati Bengals at home this week. The number 13 ranked Georgia Bulldogs game against Missouri was canceled due to COVID-19 issues, and they do hope to play Mississippi State today, barring any positive tests. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets are in the same situation last week and may not be able to play again this week against Duke. Game time is to be determined. The 3-4 Georgia State Panthers are on the road against South Alabama. Make sure that you follow 3-Point Conversion for all of your sports news and updates in all of our social media outlets and the 3pointconversion.com.
Okay, what's up? This is Aaron Gordon, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
First of all, last night, what stood out? What free agency signing stood out to you?
Montrezl Harrell going to the LA Lakers. Like that was a disrespect. That's like how we feel with a Bear going to Green Bay. Like and not that we weren't interested in signing him because the Clippers were looking to re-sign him, and it's not that they blew him away with money. He signed for the full mid-level exception, which is 9.25 and then 9.7 in the second year. Like, weren't the Clippers able to? They was gonna give him something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Like they actually was. I think they was trying to do like a 4-year deal for even more or something, right? Like, what was that about though?
Well, remember, it had been tension, and his name was involved, talking about how
he didn't like how Paul George, all that stuff was going on.
Well, not Paul, but Kawhi Leonard, how he was being treated.
Like, you soft, dude. Like, I don't respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't see. I disagree because if you feel like y'all lost because the way the organization was treating Kawhi, I don't think it was necessarily.
But that's not why y'all lost.
No, I'm saying
y'all lost because ain't nobody else show up.
But if
you didn't show up,
but but the thing is the fact that all season Kawhi was. He wasn't playing in certain games because of that, and they was giving him that treatment. I don't think he has a problem with Kawhi, but if I have a problem with the organization, I don't have to sign with y'all.
Right, but that's not why. If you don't blame that on that's why y'all lost. The reason y'all lost is because you came to the bubble and averaged 10 points a game.
I'm not saying he said it.
I'm just saying overall. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If that's the way you thinking, like if you had came in the bubble and did what you were supposed to do.
Right,
we probably would have played the Lakers and we'd have figured it out and swapped it out.
True, but at the same time, his grandma.
It's nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just saying. But I don't know if that's it per se. But I know he did have a problem with the way they treated Kawhi, the organization.
You ain't did nothing though, dog. Like maybe you gonna get to that.
I'm not mad at that trade that signing because if I felt like the organization is not right or they not, and remember it wasn't just him, it was some grumblings going on with other players, and Kawhi he spoke out about it, but it was.
Well, so here's the thing with that. Maybe y'all should have been something y'all talked about before because what did Kawhi do the year before? In when he was with the Raptors, he did the exact same thing, right? They gave him time off, and if Kawhi comes to your team, what's the expectation? They probably gonna play 60 games, right?
Yeah, because he has that quad injury that he had from 2017, and it's been nagging him this whole time. And if he has surgery, I don't know if he has to have surgery, but he would miss even more time. Right. But it can be managed
if you give him the time off, or whatever the case may be. Like that's soft, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's soft, like for real.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I feel you, but at the same time, I'm not mad at him. If you have a problem with the organization, I don't think he had a problem with Kawhi, but the organization, I'm not going. So, but still, what it does for the Lakers, that's a big.
Look who they lost and got.
Yeah,
they lost with Danny Green,
right?
Dwight Howard, and one more other player. Who else did they lose?
We don't know if KCP is going to sign back.
They lost somebody else though.
We don't know if Rondo's going to sign back or not.
But the 3 that they got, they lost 3 though.
I mean, those are players that didn't sign at least.
Well, I'm just talking about that we 3 that we know they're going.
They waived Quinn Cook, so
they waived. Yeah, that don't right.
I'm talking about even with so they lost Danny Green. I'm talking about that we know are gone.
Danny Green, Dwight Howard,
and it's somebody else. But for them to come back, they got
right.
Harrell,
Schroeder.
Yeah.
So they got a lot, and they got Wesley Matthews. So they got
Wesley Matthews.
They got a lot. So that was a big one. G, who do you have? Was there a surprise pickup for you?
I think that the Dwight Howard to the Sixers is peculiar, to say the least. Yeah. Because he had tweeted that he was re-signing with the Lakers. He deleted the tweet. Now he's going to the Sixers. He's clearly going there to be a backup. And I don't know how he will. I guess he will help the team, defensively. Mm-hmm. And maybe he can help Embiid improve defensively. I think Embiid's a good defensive player, but perhaps he could help him improve on that. Mm-hmm. That was really the only one. I was expecting some players to go to places they end up re-signing. Like I clearly thought somebody like Rodney Hood was going somewhere else. Or I thought that Davis Bertans was going somewhere else.
I was surprised that Hood opted out.
No, it may because what was he?
Well, he got a little bit of a raise.
He got more money.
I'm not saying that he actually got $2 more million per year and an extra year. I'm surprised he opted out coming off an ACL injury and he hasn't played all year.
Well, that probably was it. They probably
he got the raise. He must have knew
he had a deal. They had a
and then the fact that because he missed all year, he probably healthy. Whereas like he should be good. You know what I'm saying? So my biggest surprise. I guess I gotta say Jeremy Grant going to Detroit. Like they just signed like 15 power forwards.
Jahlil Okafor.
Yeah, and then
they still got Blake.
They got to be trading.
Yeah, but they said they might do a trade and sign with that now with Jeremy Grant. But just the fact that this is a guy that you felt was a championship piece to the puzzle, and you go to Detroit, where all of these teams that had a chance wanted you.
Because he wanted the ball more.
That's what it was. That's why
he wanted to be a bigger part of the offense.
Because Denver offered him the same exact contract, but he wanted to be a bigger part of the offense.
And I agree if you didn't want to be with Denver, but I just would have thought he would have went somewhere else than Detroit.
It's not about. It sounds like it's not about.
No,
winning.
I get that. It's still shocking though to me that he chose Detroit.
I'm gonna take 60 and win. I'm gonna take 60 and win.
Right. That's
you know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. Like
I'll take 60 and win.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That it shocked me that he did that. Also, the Atlanta Hawks. They signed Gallinari. We're here in Atlanta. They signed Gallinari to a 3-year, $65 million contract. Bruh.
I like it.
Do you like it?
Yeah. So let me tell you one of the first reasons why. Tell me a free agent that's coming to Atlanta.
We don't know yet. Next year is the big year that they would try to go for.
Previously, okay, let's go over history. Tell me a free agent coming to Atlanta. Because we've talked about this, right? We talked
Joe
about this
Johnson.
in the NBA. He got traded here. He re-signed
Right.
the contract. So he didn't come here.
Paul Millsap.
This is basically Paul Millsap.
No, I'm saying no free agent really comes here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Technically, Dwight Howard. He came here as a free agent.
Whatever. He's from here. But go ahead.
So it's one of them situations where they trying to get anything, right? And he played good the last few years in OKC. You probably gonna get him 18 a year, 18 a game. He's gonna shoot well. And some nights you can't stop Gallinari. Some nights he is, ridiculous. But it goes into now what you gonna do. Like, where you gonna put Collins at the 4? You gonna have him play the 4? Or are you gonna play Collins? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it goes into that. They gonna have the money to be able to pay him.
But see, that's the thing though. So you sign Gallinari, and I kind of look at it like this. So where do you put Gallinari? First of all, let me start right here. Atlanta Hawks are known for, no disrespect to Gallinari. I know I'm probably interview no disrespect, but they always sign these type of players. So Gallinari could score. He'd give you 17 and 19 points, which they need. So I get why they got him, because they need a shooter. They got another scorer. But it's
an age.
He's 31. It's the same time. Like, is he going to help them become a championship team or move towards a championship?
Well, I don't think they could have signed. Well,
they couldn't sign anybody.
They couldn't sign anybody that would have made them a championship.
Because next year is the.
But again, and what I
understand that. But what I'm saying is, look, the difference is
he
now,
pushed them straight closer to a playoff berth.
No, right. But so the difference is now they have Trae Young. They have Clint Capella. They got young talent. So this Hawks team now has players that, okay, I might want to play with them. Beforehand, nobody was coming here because who were you playing with?
Who was coming here though? There are no free agent that's going to be available next year was coming to Atlanta.
How do you know that?
Because they weren't.
You don't know that.
Yeah, they weren't. That's why the team went out and did this, because they know that they weren't. There's no conversations of no big free agents coming to Atlanta.
But that's because it's next year, D. You don't know. We didn't know. Did you hear about Montrez going to Clippers? No. So what
has history told you?
Listen what I'm saying though.
We sat here and had a conversation on this show about what? Why don't NBA superstars come to Atlanta?
Listen what I'm saying though. Before, they didn't have what they have now. They didn't have talent.
They were better. They were the number 1 team in the league.
And that was a fluke, because what happened the next year?
They were the number 2 team in the league.
No, they wasn't. They was the number 5 team, like they always are. They don't have talent like that. Now that they have respect, I'm saying they have respectable talent. You got an all-star. Atlanta didn't really have all-stars. They got a bona fide, they got a top 5 point guard in the league, possibly. Probably for that. So now that you have that, and you got a power forward that's giving you 20 and 10, now you putting pieces with Clint Capella. All I'm saying is, maybe, because I hear what you're saying, I agree. But this is the other reason why I don't like it. It's the same type of player that you got in Jabari Parker, in a sense. The only difference is he can shoot. Jabari could put up numbers. Jabari could have put up 19 if he was starting.
No,
but he can't guard a soul.
He can't guard a soul. Not just not guard a soul. Listen, not just not guard a soul. But his basketball IQ seems like it's not there, right? Like when he's out there, you see certain plays, and you're like he don't kind of don't play in the rhythm of the game, kind of. You know what I mean?
So who can Gallinari guard?
That's why I took that away. That's not nowhere near the same play.
That's why I say you kind of getting that same. You got a player that, to me, Hawks needed to sign a player that's going to.
They're not the same player offensively, though.
Nowhere near.
No, they're not. But I'm
nowhere
saying
near.
It's the same type of player. But the reason why I say this is because you're not getting nobody that you say, all right, this is pushing us towards a chip, or we can go. Like you said, it might push us where we get a playoff berth. This dude,
that's the step that they're trying to take.
This dude 31. No, right now you don't want to do that. You need to get something to where you can catapult this team to now
to the playoffs.
Now, no, we're a contender. Playoffs.
No, they're not good. There's nothing that Atlanta Hawks could have did to make them a contender.
So listen what I'm saying. So why do you go make this choice?
Because we're trying to get to the playoffs. The playoffs is the first step.
Because there could be a signing next year, but historically that signing does not happen.
So if it's a signing next year,
it is a gamble.
So So if it's a signing next year, you know what happens? This is the other part. What happens to John Collins? Because now, if they do bring a signing, because they gave him that much money. Remember, you still got to pay Trey, but they gave Gallinari that much money. So if they bring somebody else in, do they let John go? Because John went to max.
Let's talk about this. Al Horford just got traded. You can get rid of a contract.
Nah.
Yeah.
What contract they gonna get rid of?
Gallinari's.
If it ends up that it's best to trade Gallinari,
somebody going to take him.
So you think so you say, okay, let's sign him, and so you think that's what it is?
Yeah, they had to make a move. They got all this money. They got to do something. Who else they were going to do? But they was going to go into the season with all this money.
So if that's the case, then if you get Gallinari just to trade him.
I'm not saying
that they're going to trade him.
Let's say if it gets to that next season,
they might have to if things aren't working.
I mean, well, that's probably had to be in the playbook then for the
Hawks. Of course it went into it.
So, like I said, the biggest thing
and nowadays $20 million ain't nothing no more.
Right. The biggest thing is what is John Collins going to do?
Yeah, that's
John Collins.
He won't the match.
Because where you going to put Gallinari? You going to put Gallinari at the small forward, or you going to put him?
I mean, why they gotta be a position? Can't both of them just be out there?
No, because
and have Clint Capella, right? Positionless and have Capella out there.
I mean, they may have the stagger minutes.
Not necessarily,
and it depends on who they're playing against for the defensive. Okay,
setup. So listen. So now you're getting deeper. Listen to what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So you say that. So now you got to think about what's going to happen with DeAndre Hunter, and that's what I'm saying because he's a star. So now does he go to the bench?
He might.
And and the crazy thing is,
and if he doesn't, can he play the two?
Nah, he can't.
Then Herter gonna play the two, continue to play the two.
But then you missing a piece because that's what I'm saying. So
you missing what piece?
So is Gallinari coming off the bench?
No, DeAndre Hunter can come off the bench. Yeah, right. Like it's.
But that's why I'm asking. That's why you was like, no, he gonna start. So that's why I'm like,
the way we've seen that the Hawks play, they'll go 10, 11 deep every game.
No, they will.
So they're not going to miss. It's not going to someone's going to lose a whole lot.
So right now it's about egos. Now, like I said,
it's about egos.
Because like I said, this trade, it's not like he has a bona fide position. You know what I'm saying? And he's been playing the power forward.
And depending on the lineup, they can go small ball. They can actually go big ball. Trey, DeAndre, John, Gallinari, and Clint Capella.
We'll see.
That's a huge lineup.
Okay, so
and it helps the defense on Trey.
So quickly before we go. What do you like about the trades? Like as a whole, what team stood out to you now with the trades and the NBA free agency?
Go to G first. Let G.
I think that I don't know.
Oh,
go ahead.
The man, David Griffin is. I think he's better at fleecing teams than Danny Ainge. I thought Danny Ainge was fleecing teams and hoarding all these draft picks, but David Griffin and Sam Presti.
That's what I was going to say. OKC.
They got 100 draft picks each for the next 5 years.
OKC. And
there might not keep them all. They're going those anybody knows. Draft picks are lottery tickets.
Yeah.
So you can entice teams with lottery tickets, and they got a bunch of them.
I like Woods going to the Rockets.
Okay.
It kind of stretches them out, you know what I mean? But it what's going to happen, though, right? Like, what happens with Harden? What is Westbrook? You know, and that kind of fudges it up. But OKC overall, I think that they tore the game up.
I'm going to tell you, and I appreciate whoever turned the air conditioner on because it was burning up in this mug. I'm going to tell you, Philly, what Philly did with getting Seth Curry, with getting Danny Green.
Out of Josh Richardson.
A family reunion.
That was.
But no, I'm going to tell you why it works. Josh Richardson, he can guard, but he's not a three-point shooter. He shoot threes.
He shot good in Miami, but it seemed like we got over to Philly, he wasn't shooting good. I don't know what that was.
In Miami, he shot threes. Because like I always say, you got players who can shoot.
He hit threes, but he wasn't a three-point shooter.
With Ben Simmons.
Seth finna light that joint up.
And you got Danny Green, who plays defense.
Yeah, Seth finna light that joint up.
Then with the fact of Dwight Howard, I like that because now you do have a backup center that could come in.
And some toughness. Because he's like, people can laugh all they want about Dwight Howard laughing and joking.
Right.
But he tough. He gonna move you. He gonna, you know what I'm saying? So I hope they help
when is the last time they had a good team balanced around them in Philly? With not Gallinari, but with Embiid. I'm saying with Embiid. They haven't. So now you got pieces that make sense.
I mean, they got to do it because after this year, if it doesn't work, one of them gone.
And then you got the right coach for it. So
we hope.
Right. But all right, man, we're going to take a quick break. Like I said, we can talk about this all day. But we're going to be back to talk NBA draft. Who boasted their teams up? Keep it locked.
What? Give me 50 feet. What? Give me 50 feet. What? Give me 50.
Or just 6. The staff here at Real 1100 AM would like to encourage you to social distance yourselves. While you may feel disconnected, you can always connect with us at real1100.com. So remain at a safe distance. Call, text, or email a friend and tell them to join you at real1100.com.
What's going on, guys? It's John Collins from the Atlanta Hawks. You're listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I guess somebody is.
Who are you calling over there?
I don't know if that's me or. Let's see what that is. Is that Danny? Is that Danny on the line? Danny, you on the line?
It'd be me.
I don't know what that is. But we'll get that fixed. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's my phone or whatever. But either or. Danny, so as we get this fixed, what or how are you feeling, man? Because this is your time. This is your time right now. This is what you like. This is what you live for, basically, besides your family. Like, what is going through your body right now?
You know, right now it's now the part of the year where we have to get excited about the NBA season. You know, the draft was on Wednesday. Free agency started last night. Guys can literally sign contracts tomorrow. And, you know, just as spirited as the last debate was, you know, the Atlanta Hawks have done something to excite, you know, the city the same way it's going up here in Charlotte. Right. So it's more optimism and excitement that there's a chance there could be some playoff basketball this year in both cities.
Right. And to start off, man, let's start off with the Atlanta Hawks. So we saw the Atlanta Hawks take Onyeka Okongwu, number 6, and then for the number 50th pick, they chose Skylar Mays. How do you feel? Do you feel that they were the right fits?
You know, the one thing about Atlanta last year, I think they're great fits. I think in Onyeka's case, the thing was Atlanta couldn't block a shot, couldn't grab a rebound, and couldn't do anything in the paint defensively since what? I don't know, when Al Horford, like you said, the Coach Bud's days a few years ago, where Atlanta had the second seed, one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. Onyeka does more than just rebound. He can block shots, he defends the paint, and he's pretty economical as a scorer. So he'll fit right in next to John Collins. He'd be great when Capella's off the court, but he's expanding his offensive game. So when when John's off the floor, you can play him and Capella together. So I love the fit. And like you say, you can never have enough rim protection in the NBA. And, you know, one stat that people don't see about Onyeka is the fact of, in the history of college basketball, per 40 minutes, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 3.5 blocks, a steal and a half, and a true shooting percentage over 65. No player in Division I history has ever done that per 40 minutes.
All right. Now, speaking of Charlotte, Melo went number 3 overall. Now, with T. Rozier there at point guard, and both are scoring point guards, how do you see him fitting in?
You know, that's a real good question. With the way that James Borrego, Mitch, and general manager Mitch Kupchak talked about on Wednesday and Thursday was the fact that Charlotte's going to play positionless basketball. So it's not about having a true center or a true position here and there. You can see LaMelo playing point forward. At times, you can see all 3 guards on the court at the same time between him, Rozier, and Devontae Graham, a la the same thing the Thunder did last year with Chris Paul, Shai Alexander, and Dennis Schroeder. So you could be able to see all 3 of those at the same time, and it's an excitement that we haven't had in this city, I'm going to say, in almost 20 years. Like, season tickets are going through the roof. People are calling about tickets. You know, I guarantee you LaMelo Ball's jersey is going to be one of the most sought-after jerseys when it's released. So Charlotte made the right decision, and now the real question is like in Atlanta, is what's next? And it's a lot of brightness in Charlotte going on right now, and it's a lot of excitement. I think he's going to do really well here.
Yeah, that was a very interesting pick.
Yeah, he's probably going to own the city.
Yeah,
He is.
Yeah, and once again, we're here live with Danny Thompson. He's the NBA reporter and Charlotte Hornets reporter for the 3-point conversion, and his radio show is Beyond the Buzzer. Now, we talked about LaMelo, we talked about Onyeka, but what was that draft pick that you felt, I don't know, you felt like you couldn't believe it happened, like you were shocked, whether it was good or bad, just the most shocking pick of the NBA draft?
All right, so I'll go the one that made me scratch my head and the one that's like, why did he fall? The one that made me scratch my head, I'm sorry, Raph and Dennis, I know you're Chicago, your hometown Chicago Bulls, and Patrick Williams was the one. I had, if you go on the 3pointconversion.com site, I had him on my last mock draft at number 7. I didn't think the Bulls were going to take him at number 4. One thing about Patrick Williams you'll learn with a lot of players that come from Florida State is they play defense. And Leonard Hamilton plays a very deep rotation, so when you see 9 points and 4 or 5 rebounds a game, you're looking like, why is this guy going 4th overall? Jonathan Isaac didn't put up those big numbers when he was drafted in the lottery by the Magic at number 6 a few years ago. One thing about Patrick Williams is that he will defend. He's a willing defender, and he loves to defend. He's at 6'8", right around 230, but he has the frame to play power forward and add some weight on. And for a team like the Bulls, who don't know what Lauri Markkanen's future is, and we all know Otto Porter will not be back in some kind of capacity over the next 12 months, he could fit right in, and he could be what the new Chicago Bulls will look like going forward, is the tough, hard-nosed guys that will just get after the basketball.
And also, with that being said, you know, people look at the pick and they say, yeah, it's not a powerhouse like Kentucky or Duke. Well, have you looked at Florida State's record over the last 2 or 3 years?
Listen, you look at how many guys they put in the league.
Right.
Right. I mean, they have 2 lottery picks this year. They're going to have another one, Scotty Barnes, next year. Like I said, Jonathan Isaac a couple of years ago, Dwayne Bacon, Xavier Ranson-Mays. They have sent guys to the league over the last. And Leonard Hamilton, ironically, quietly is sending more guys to the league than, I don't know, Virginia, almost as many as Duke and North Carolina.
Yeah.
But again, it just you can't help but to think about what happened in Atlanta. What was that, G? Like 20 years ago, 18 with
Marvin
14 with Marvin Williams. Same North Carolina, big team, winning games. So, Patrick was a freshman. This guy was a freshman. Marvin Williams was a freshman, and coming off the bench, scoring like he was, and it just, you can't help but to think about that. Of course, we don't want that, and I'm not saying he's going to be there, but I'm just saying that goes through your mind that wow, did we overthink here?
I don't think it's the overthinking part. Is the fact of when you look at the Bulls needed that guy. Everyone thought that was going to be Denny Avdia from Israel. A 6'9" Danilo Gallinari type of player, which Raphael loves so much. And you have maybe Isaac Okoro, more of a lockdown defender. But they took they took somebody who was not going to be that high. And one thing about Billy Donovan is that he can coach.
Yep.
And when you have guys that play college-style basketball with a college-style coach, it's going to work. And I think Patrick Williams, listen, it's a home run type of pick if the Bulls could land it. If he turns into what the Bulls think he's going to be, it's a home run. And you might be potentially the best player in the top 5 that no one pays attention to.
And not just that, other than the top 3 picks, everything beyond that was kind of like, hey, this may be this or this may be that. Like
I don't ask this next question because I don't know. I want to hear what Danny says after this.
Who was the best value pick of the night, you feel?
It should be, to me, it's Tyrese Halliburton down with Sacramento at 12. Listen, Halliburton was supposed to be maybe as high as Chicago, maybe Detroit, maybe even New York. Halliburton's a 6'5" combo guard. He can play both point and shooting guard. Doesn't do anything like that stands out to you, but the guy averaged 15, 5 and 5 at Iowa State, knocked down over 40% of his three-pointers, and was also the point guard on plenty of those Team USA teams under 18, under 20 that won gold medals. The kid can play, and guess what? He's long and likes to defend.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why I thought he would have been great with the Hawks. I thought that would have been a great pick for the Hawks.
Yeah. I just think the draft. That's what you got. That's what we saw. It was just that. It was one of those we didn't know from the beginning anyway. But I mean, only thing is we got to see. Hopefully everything works out, and it could.
After the top 3, we knew it was just going to be all over the place, and that's what happened.
Well, but Danny, man, we thank you for coming on, man, and of course we got to have you on sooner more than later. So we'll definitely bring you back to talk more basketball. And you have a great day, sir.
Hey, guys, it's always a pleasure to come on the show when it's not Battlegrounds.
Right. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
This is Brandon Flowers, former Pro Bowler, Kansas City Chief, and you listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio. Yeah!
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. So, last week in college football, it was like a bye for me, like a bye for a lot of, unless you're a diehard college football player, your team played, because man, so many games canceled, big games too, or not even big games, but teams, big teams. So I think it was what we say it was like 5 or 6 top 25 teams that didn't play last week, but they all are playing this week, including the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, we know they're dealing with this quarterback situation. Stetson Bennett, he was the starter, and he supposedly hurt his shoulder against Florida, but everybody's saying he was benched also. He was going to get benched. And they put in a redshirt freshman, DeJuan Mathis, which he struggled. What you expect? I mean, he's a redshirt freshman. He didn't get to play that much, so he struggled against Florida. He made some plays, but you see the potential. You still got JT Daniels for some reason. I don't know if it's his ankle. People saying his ankle. Some people saying he just doesn't look good in practice.
You don't have no knees.
Yeah, he don't have any knees at all. But
he just hasn't been able to win the job.
We don't know. They hadn't had a chance. Like, they brought him in for this, and to D's point, they still saying, you hear reports, it's still his ankles. Like, he can't get it right.
He's been cleared.
But then some people saying he just doesn't look good in practice. So either or, what should they do at the quarterback position?
I mean, at this point, do you have much choice? JT Daniels, right? Like, you don't have too much more choice. He played pretty good as a freshman with USC a couple years ago, and I know he has the injuries, but do they have much choice other than going to him? Like,
the
freshman struggled, and that's a freshman, and you putting him out there in that situation, right? At least Daniels has been in that situation, doing his thing or whatever, but I mean, they don't have much choice. Bennett hasn't been playing well even before he was hurt.
Right. So, but that's the thing, man, and I feel like they should at least go with. They might need to go with the freshman. Why not? Let him develop, because Bennett hasn't been playing well. Bennett is not the key right now. So if Bennett's not the key, why don't you develop this redshirt freshman for next year? I know they're bringing some guy in.
But at that same point, what are you doing with Daniels? You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do with him?
Obviously, he's not good enough to play. Whether it's the injuries or not, they won't play him. So if that's the case, you got go with the freshman.
Maybe he's not a good practice player.
Nah.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe if he get out there and have some, you know what I mean? But I say give him the first half. Like,
but I mean, it's something that that's why I think it's more.
It's something that.
Yeah, because you brought in this kid.
He just don't have it.
I don't even know if it's that. I mean, it might be his ankles. I mean, it's been reported, some saying he don't look good, but maybe he doesn't look good because his ankles are not. But like you said, he's been cleared, so that's the question mark. I say start the freshman. If you won't bring him in, so if you don't bring JT in, start DeWine.
Yeah.
And let him develop. Just let him because y'all not going to make the playoffs anyway right now.
So you telling them to go ahead and just call it a season?
I mean, do you think they could? They rank number 13.
Oh wait, hold the phone here.
Is he starting?
It looks like he's going to start.
Daniels
is going to start.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. I'm finna give him a chance.
They need to.
That's what I was just saying.
No, I agree, but the thing is they wasn't playing him.
Now if he come out and
if his ankles fall off, or he
just don't do it, it's like go ahead and put the freshman in and ride with it, and call your season the season.
I think like the main reason why they're struggling is Jamie Newman was going to be the starter. He was transferred from Wake Forest. He was going to be the starter,
and he
opted out, and that changed everything.
Right?
Yeah,
because they probably really didn't plan on playing JT Daniels at all. Stetson Bennett is a college career backup, and DeWine Mathis as a redshirt freshman, they didn't plan to play him this year at least.
And I get that, and that's why I say if that's the case, play the freshman. If JT Daniels is not going to come in, but hey, I say this though, like I've heard somebody say, they are a Justin Fields quarterback away from winning a championship. I'm gonna just put it like that.
Well, a lot of schools are Justin Fields away.
Well, I say that.
Put Justin Fields on Illinois.
But you know why I say that though? Y'all, it went right over your head because he was with Georgia and they let him go. That's why I say that because he was there with Georgia. That's what I'm saying.
And they wanted the man his name to start, and look what happened.
Cincinnati Bearcats.
Justin Fields got six incompletions over the season.
Right? So Cincinnati Bearcats, they're ranked number 7. They're because they was Conference USA. Nobody knows about them. No, you don't really think about Cincinnati, but they're ranked number 7. But they're like dominating teams. Like they're beating teams like they stole something for real. Shout out to my guy Jeremy Cooper, the right guard for the Bearcats. But do you feel this team is for real? Do you think they should get more respect?
I mean, so when you think about it, Cincinnati, and of course you think about basketball, you don't think about football. Even when basketball, it's like something has to really be happening there, right? Like for it even to be a thing, because it's Conference USA or whatever the case may be. They definitely should get respect. They're ranked number 7, and like you said, they're beating teams down. I think what one of the problems is that because of the way that COVID has affected the entire football season, people are looking at certain teams that's like Indiana. Like, do we think in a regular season without, COVID and all of that, do we see Indiana as a 9? As a 9? Maybe, maybe they would have, but just our thinking, because it is these teams opted out, it started late, there wasn't a preseason, there wasn't this, there wasn't that. We're not really respecting what some teams are doing. Right. And I think that Cincinnati is kind of falling in one of those
because
things.
their depth is like a SEC team. Like they have depth at every position, like every position. Even we talked about it last week, like, and I guess the coach is looking at it as far as we got to develop these players because they're good too. We got to develop them also. Like last week when they played, I forgot who they played last week, but they were ECU, and they were up like 28 points in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left, and it was 4th and 7. And Cincinnati had the ball down on 30-some yard line. They went for a fake punt. Like, come on, dog.
That's disrespectful.
Then went down and scored. Look,
I'm hitting somebody. It's going to be a late hit.
Right, then ECU came back and scored, and it was 27 seconds left. Cincinnati has the ball, 27 seconds left. They run a play, 80-yard touchdown run. And of course the coaches had a long talk, but he said he has to develop his players. So their depth is crazy, man. And like you said, maybe it's because of what's going on right now. We don't respect them. And you spoke of Indiana. Ohio State plays them this week. Do you think they have? Well, we don't know, but is it possible they could beat Ohio State? Because they're ranked number 9. They're playing good, man. They're playing very well.
I don't want to say anything's possible because that's so cliche, but anything's possible, right? Do I think that they're going to beat them? No. But they have an opportunity, especially if Ohio State come in here thinking that, hey, we're Ohio State.
Right.
This is Indiana.
Right.
We don't have to respect them.
Right.
We're going to beat them just off of our name. Yeah, all right. It's going to be one of them upsets, and it's going to destroy their entire playoff national championship hopes.
Right.
So they definitely got an opportunity. Do I think if it's going to happen? No, because I think that the coach is going to go and tell Ohio State exactly what I just said. Don't come out here thinking that just because we Ohio State is this, that, and the third. I think Justin, the guy that we just talked about, Justin Fields, is going to come out and pick them apart.
Yeah, man. And shout out to Derek Branch. He said Cincinnati plays in the AAC. They used to be Conference USA, I think.
Yeah, it was Conference USA.
No.
It wasn't?
Those are two different conferences.
No, they used to play in Conference USA.
They used to play in Conference USA. Yeah.
They in the ACC now?
No, AAC.
AAC. Oh.
And it makes sense because they're not playing McDonald's University or Kentucky Fried Chicken Tech anymore.
Y'all would call these schools McDonald's State and KFC University.
AAC?
Yeah.
Name them.
I mean,
they
got
East Carolina, SMU, Tulsa.
No, I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't call it
Yes,
Temple. Them. No, I wouldn't.
Yes.
You would. I wouldn't.
I'm about to call it that. What's their records?
I don't know.
But I'm talking about just. Okay, we're gonna.
But like this, Cincinnati. It's going to be hard for them to crash the party. No Group of 5 school has gotten into the playoff, and strength of schedule should be thrown out the window, but it's not going to be. Like the blue blood schools are going to get every opportunity to be in the playoff.
Right. Yeah.
So it's hard to see Cincinnati getting in. They're going to end up in the Cotton Bowl.
Right. All right, man. We're going to take a quick break, and it's time for Stop It. Keep it locked.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy Nate Burles from the NFL Network and CBS. One of the illest to do it. Hey, you listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio. Don't you go anywhere. It's lit. It's lit. It's lit.
You're tuned into WWE Hakeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge for keeping the airwaves blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team writers at the 3-Point Conversion. You can visit us at 3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, how about Gram, how about iHeart, how about Freaker Radio, how about wherever you need it, we got you covered. No mercy, don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. We'd like to thank everyone who is listening live and watching this live. We definitely appreciate your support. We ask you to continue to support the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. But not only that, support the 3-Point Conversion, the media sports company itself. So y'all can check us out on the 3pointconversion.com. Check us out on our YouTube channel, the 3-Point Conversion. Also Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And, yeah, man, we definitely appreciate you. And now it is time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Yes. S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, D, it's on you. What is your Stop It?
It's a light stop it. My stop it gonna go to Dwight Howard for throwing up that quick Twitter post that it's Laker. What did he say? Laker Nation. I'm staying where I'm supposed to be, and then deleted it real quick and then signed with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Stop it. I wonder if that has something to do with Montrez coming to L.A.
It had to, because they say it was a handshake deal for 1 year for $3 million, and the Lakers people are saying it was just something that was discussed, that it wasn't a deal, and then Montrez showed up and yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. All right.
Oh, he said, "I'm staying right where I belong. Laker Nation, I love y'all. Purple and gold never gets old."
Oh.
He one and done. The Lakers again.
Right.
Well, he tried. I don't think it was on him
to stay this time.
Yeah, he
I
wanted
think it was
to stay.
Montrez, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, nah, we good, fam.
Right. My Stop It goes to, we're going to stick with the Lakers, Anthony Davis. Why is AD talking about he trying to take his time? He going to take his time to see what he going to do as far as where he going to sign, was the Lakers or not. Stop it. Come on.
He a champion now. He could do whatever he wants. It doesn't matter who was on the team with
I thought he was trying to think of how long and how much he was going to do, as opposed to whether or not he was going to go to the Lakers.
I think that's what it might be, that, but like,
because I saw somebody say he can come to the book.
Right, because right.
Can you get him a Stop It, please?
What?
Because I heard that somewhere. I saw that.
Well,
that's not gonna happen.
Not this year.
Right, I know.
Yeah, that's why they think they might.
Otto Porter made sure that wasn't gonna happen.
Right, but I think he might sign a 2-year.
I think he's gonna sign a 1-and-1. At the most, a 2-and-1, because
Right.
at the end of the 2, guess who's gonna be gone?
Right.
LeBron.
So if he does that, then that's when they feel like the next year or whatever he might come to.
I think he'll just keep signing 1-and-1s.
Yeah.
That's
Well, that's
1-and-1.
Might as well.
1-and-1.
All right, G, it's on you.
Mine goes to everybody who. So we had the verses Thursday night with Jeezy and Gucci.
Yes, for the culture.
Speaking of that, this happens every single verses. People pick sides.
And be ready to fight all
and make it funny. Oh, people over 30 like Gucci, or people
only people that do drugs like Gucci and sell drugs like Jeezy.
It's like I was like, oh, Gucci got all the hits. No, Jeezy got all the hits, and then people pick sides, and then at the end, and people are like, oh, he's gonna win. He's gonna win. At the end, is like, you know who won? The culture. It's the culture every time that wins.
Please stop it. Please give him a stop.
Stop it.
It's always the culture that wins. When it was Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, you know who won? The culture won.
The culture.
The culture is undefeated.
Snoop and DMX. The culture.
The culture.
So let me ask y'all this though.
Go out.
Did y'all buy that on his verses? Did y'all buy that they were actually going to like be beefing? Or did you think, all right, at the end they probably gonna play Icy and they gonna?
I think a lot of people said that before it started. Like they're gonna do so.
I ain't gonna lie, but
so first off, if you thought that Guwap was gonna come there and wasn't gonna play that song, you don't know Guwap or you don't know the history of the beef.
But here's the thing, right? and when he did it, I really felt like somebody said, I was laughing. It was like, I didn't like Gucci Man's. It was like I don't like his body language right now.
Because he was with the SHI. He was with the whole.
But I think that was all. I mean, I think he was like, yo, I'm gonna keep it trill. We're gonna do it like. Hold on, I'm gonna keep it trill. We're gonna do it, and I'm gonna, like he said, I'm gonna do it like I want to. But I think at the same time, it still was like. I think they had kind of squashed it a little bit, but still, that's who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So Guwap gonna be who he is. So this is what I want to say about it, because there's been a lot of talk this, that, and the third. Oh, Jeezy was this big man, which he definitely was. With he said we doing this for the culture, for the people that. But for me, it's easy to say that when you weren't the person that could have been fighting for your life and also fighting a murder case.
Right. No, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like people. I don't want to say people forget that. Yeah, it's been 15 years. Because Gucci made sure to say, it ain't been 20, it's been 15.
Right.
You know why he knows it's been exactly 15?
Because of what he been through. He had to go, right, all of that. Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's easy to say, oh, yeah, man, Gucci could have lost his life under the instant because of the situation in two different ways, whether it was dying or going to jail for the murder.
And I'll leave it like this. It's just good to see that. I hope everybody sees that with all that stuff that went on, we get older, we can still kind of.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they shook hands.
And I love it, but that's the thing that we can't even deal with this with Kamala Harris and everything. That's another story. Anyway,
Gucci still made sure that he had them security with them big guns riding by his car when he was at compound.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We have special guest coming on to talk NFL, Mr. Ray Sherman. So keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the three-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The three-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
This is Charlie Batch, 15-year NFL veteran, 2-time Super Bowl champion, and you are listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And once again, let your family and friends know they can listen or watch the show live. They can listen to the show live locally on 1100 AM WWWE The Real in Atlanta. And also, we're streaming live on Facebook, the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page, but also on the 3pointconversion.com, the website. It's a new website, so check it out. Also on YouTube, the 3-Point Conversion YouTube channel. And they need to go ahead and watch it because we have a special guest. We have a former NFL offensive coordinator / and wide receiver coach, and he also was a running back coach who coached for 31 years. These are the teams. I hope I don't leave anybody out, but these are the teams that he coached. He coached the Falcons, Jets, Oilers, 49ers, Vikings, Cowboys, Packers, Titans, Rams, and the Steelers. None other than Mr. Ray Sherman. How's it going, Coach?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Coach,
yes,
glad
sir.
to have you on. Especially, okay, so we know right now in the NFL, we see how it's going with minority coaches, black coaches. And in 2011, you had got interviewed for the head coaching job for the Chicago Bears. I wish you could right now for the Dallas Cowboys, but it was reported that it was to satisfy the Rooney Rule. Did you feel that was the case? And if so, did you believe that the Rooney Rule worked as a whole while in existence?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I was kind of surprised, that I was asked to interview for the job in Dallas because I knew that the job was already going to be Jason Garrett's once Wade Phillips is gone. So it was a surprise to me. And what I did, I called my agent and told him and mentioned to him that I don't feel I should do, interview for the job because I know what's going to take place. And he felt that we talked about it, and he felt that we ought to do it because it'll be, good experience and that type of thing. So when I went into Jerry's office, I had all my information. I had my book together. I presented that to him, and on how I was going to do things and set the staff and just the offense and defense and coaches and those type of things and a lot of other things. And so I knew that it was going to be, it was just a formality. But then after spending probably 3.5 to maybe 4 hours in a meeting with him, after we discussed everything, and then he said, wow, you know a lot. And I kind of looked at him and I said, Jerry, I've been doing this for a long time. I better know a lot. I better know what I'm doing. And I think that shocked him because I don't think he really knew, everything that I knew. And I think that happens to a lot of coaches of color is there's a lot of guys that are knowledgeable. And I'm going to take in there's some white coaches that are knowledgeable too that I've coached with that are knowledgeable, don't get opportunities. But I knew that was going to happen, and I knew that I wasn't going to stay there long because when you hire a guy within the staff and he's the guy that's going to be the next head coach, I knew that after I interviewed for the job that I wasn't going to be there, and I didn't plan on being there after the interview. So I knew it. I knew what I was getting into. As far as the Rooney Rule, I think that it's been taken advantage of. I think a lot of these teams just use it as a tool to say, yeah, I interviewed a minority coach, yeah, I did this, but they don't really have plans to hire him. I think it's just a formality they go through just to show that they've done it so they don't get fined by the league. Because I remember back in 2003 when Matt Millen was the president and general manager of, Detroit Lions, and he was fined $200,000 because he didn't interview a minority coach when that position came open.
That.
So,
yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I think it's just a formality. I don't think it's really. I don't think they really care about it. I think it's just a formality. And I really believe when we lost Mr. Rooney and then we lost Bill Walsh, two of the strongholds guys who were really implemented this and really believed in it. When we lost them, I think it is turned into a sham. That's my feelings on it. Because I look at a lot of, coaches that are out there, they're qualified coaches, and then it's really, I believe, it's stacked against them because these guys are going to hire their family, they're going to hire their friends, they're going to hire their sons, they're going to, hire guys that they know, they feel comfortable with. And it used to be a time when I first came into the league back in '88. You were with veteran coaches. Guys didn't have egos. They listened to what you had to say. We worked together, and we decided on what we want to do, and we went on. And if you had a good idea, they would use it. But, we talked about it, and there was no egos. Everybody had a job to do, and we did it. Nowadays, it's not like that. It's like guys are intimidated. They don't want to hear what you have to say. They say that they do, but they really don't want to hear what you have to say, and they want to do it a certain way, and that's where you're stuck. And so a coach, that's in power, he can basically almost sometimes do whatever he wants to do. He can, you never really heard of guys getting fired during assistants getting fired during the season or certain things happening, but it's a smorgasbord now. Guys are getting fired because of things that are happening, and it's just, you never saw that, when I first came in the league. I don't see that now. I don't see coaches being able to basically, if you have a new coach, especially a minority coach, he gets hired for a job, he can't bring in his whole staff. He can't bring in the guys that he wants. He has to go by what they want him to do in order to get the job. And to me, I think that's not fair for a guy. If you're hiring him to do a job, then let him do his job. Give him time to do the job. You look at what happened at Arizona, you look at what happened in Denver, guys get a year or 2 years and then they're fired. Then now all of a sudden they don't get a chance to, maybe get another job. It really, for a black coach, it's very rarely you'll get a chance to get another job. Whereas a white coach, you're going to get opportunities. You're going to get 2, maybe 3, sometimes 4 opportunities to be a head coach to see if you can get it right. It doesn't happen for minority coaches.
Right. I think of Adam Gase.
Yeah, and then even even to piggyback on that, they're not allowing them to pick who their assistants are in their team, and then they're not successful, and then you blame it on the coach.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's but you see, I see it now. It's happening in the general managers. There's only like 2 in the league now. Guys that were in the league and not in the league anymore. I see it with the head coaches. Guys aren't in the league. You mean to tell me that Eric Bieniemy shouldn't have a job? He came off the same staff that Nagy came off, Doug Peterson came off, and he won a Super Bowl. And, he's called plays and he can't get a job, but other guys get jobs. And then you hear things, well, he doesn't, this guy doesn't have the look, or he doesn't have what we want, and this and that. And it's sad. Like Jim Caldwell still should be coaching. Right. There's no reason why Jim Caldwell shouldn't have been the head coach of the Detroit Lions. And when you look at that, and you look at, his team was in the playoffs, he was doing a good job, he was getting ready to turn the thing around, but the general manager, who's from New England, hired his buddy from New England, and that's what happens. Jim wasn't his guy, so he gonna bring in his guy, and look what's happening. And that's what the league is going to now. These guys are hiring their buddies, hiring guys that they're comfortable with, instead of hiring guys that can do the job.
Absolutely. Now, there's only 4 minority head coaches, 3 are black, and there's 2 black interim coaches. Now, they've developed a 7-point mobility plan that gives teams draft picks to reward teams for hiring minority head coaches and front office executives. How do you feel about the plan, and do you think it actually will work?
I don't like it. I think I look at Tony Dungy. You mean to tell me that you have to give up draft picks or get draft picks because you hired Tony Dungy? We want the same opportunity as everybody. We don't want you giving us anything. We work hard. We want the opportunities that the same other guys get. But it doesn't happen because you're not in that inner circle. You don't know who the GMs are. And then you look at the black GMs that they had at the Giants, at the Houston Texans, and, guys are not GM or Cleveland Browns. They, even though they replaced, they have another guy there. But you look at those guys, they're not even GMs anymore. So what happened? And then where did this list come from? That this guy is capable, but this guy is not. And I kind of have a pet peeve with the media because what they will do is when they'll talk about the hot candidate, this guy is a hot candidate. I remember Perry Pugh, two-time Super Bowl champion, defensive coordinator. He's interviewing for the jobs, and then all of a sudden, you don't hear about him no more. He's in the league office. I mean, they parade you around, they parade you different teams, and they say, "Oh yeah, we interviewed a black coach," but I don't think a lot of them are serious. And I've talked to friends that I know in the media who are white, and they'll tell you, they said, these owners don't want to hire a black coach. They're not going to be the first priority. It's going to be a white coach first before it's a black coach. And those are the kind of things that you're faced with. And all guys want to do is have a fair chance to interview to see if they can get the job. And not already, the guy already has the job. His name is already on the list where this guy has already got the job. And he knows in advance, a week or 2 weeks before, they're interviewing all these other people, and this guy is going to get the job that they already know and they're friends with, and they've been together before, and it's really not a fair process, And if all you do is have to look at a lot of these teams. Most of these head coaches on the defensive side of the ball. Okay, you only have like Anthony Lynn is the only offensive guy that's on the side of the ball as a head coach. And and what happens is there's some guys out there who on the offensive side of the ball should be head coaches. They shouldn't always have to be a defensive-minded coach. And that's the thing that I see. And then you look at how guys are brought up on these different teams. For example, if you have a coordinator, the head coach is white, the offensive coordinator is white, quarterback coach is white, the quality control quarterback coach is white. So when the head coach leaves, the offensive coordinator gets the head job. The quarterback coach goes to the offensive coordinator, and the quality offensive coach goes to the quarterback coach. You follow me? And so there's a pattern here. And then there's some qualified coaches out there, even in college, that do a good job and should be having opportunity, but it's not happening.
Right.
Yeah. And just to piggyback on that, we just want equal. Period. I know we're talking about football. We gonna say this overall throughout the world. We just want equal. That's it. That's all.
You know what? And I was fortunate to be in the league and coach for 43 years. Okay, and I coached in the NFL a long time. And the reason why I can't help what I know, I can't help what I bring to the table. Okay, because if you can't bring something to the table, trust me, you ain't gonna be in the league. You're not gonna be for long. Okay. So you got to bring something to the table. You got to be able to communicate with players. You got to be able to work with players. You got to be able to know what buttons to push. You got to be able to see, if a guy's having a bad day, you talk to him and you get it worked out, and then you go on, And that's what I've always believed in. I always believe in working with guys, helping guys, bringing something to the table that's going to make them a better player. And I've been blessed to be able to coach some of the best in the league. When I had quarterbacks, I worked with Warren Moon. We were together in Houston. I was the running back and receiver coach there when we were together. But then I was with him in Minnesota, and I coached him when I was a quarterback coach in Minnesota. I had Warren, and then we had Brad Johnson. I've had Randall Cunningham. I've been with some great guys. I've been with Steve Young in San Francisco and Joe Montana. I've been in Green Bay with Brett Favre. So I've worked with quarterbacks because of the position I coached when I was a receiver coach. But you work with those guys. And so when people say that this guy is not qualified, that's the problem.
Mm. Okay, so speaking of, the guys that you worked with, these offenses, like you stated, and these quarterbacks, when you think about the teams of today, the offenses, the schemes of today, and I guess also from a player personnel standpoint, what teams are you a fan of right now when you look at those qualities?
I'll tell you what, I love Kansas City Chiefs because I know Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. I love what they do. I love how they get the ball to their players, their best players in all situations. I like the way their defense, because they're balanced on defense. So I'm intrigued by that. I think the New Orleans Saints is a good team. Their defense is balanced. I know Drew Brees is hurt, so that we'll see what's going to happen there. But the New Orleans Saints, I like. I like the Rams. I think the Rams are very balanced on defense, and I think that they're starting to do some good things. They're running the ball more, and they're mixing in with the pass, and I think they're balanced, but they're very good on defense. I like Green Bay. I've always been a fan of Aaron Rodgers. I think that he is special, and I think if they stay consistent on defense, they can be a dangerous team. And I like Tampa Bay. I think Tampa is got some weapons. I think that it's tough. People don't understand when you don't have OTAs, you don't have mini camps, you don't have all those things to work out and find out things, and then you see what Tampa's starting to do, because they got some good players. They got very good on defense. Todd Bowles is a hell of a defensive coordinator. I think Tampa is a dangerous team. And I think that, there's going to be a good game with them and the Rams on Monday night, but I like them. And I think Seattle offensively is very explosive. I think they've struggled on defense, even though they beat Arizona on Thursday night. I think Seattle defensively, if they can clean up some things on defense, they got a shot.
Now, they always say that defense wins games. Do you feel that still will be the case this year, or do you feel you have to be an explosive offense to win it all this year?
I look at Kansas City Chiefs. I look at what they did offensively last year, and I think that they are a dangerous team, because when you look at them, they got explosive weapons in all their positions, all of them. And you got a great quarterback. And when you have that, it is hard to get a beat on. You take one thing away, then they can go to something else. Because one thing about it you can say in the NFL, if you do something well, a defense can take it away. And so therefore you have to go to something else. And I think that Kansas City has a chance to be, very explosive, because they can run the football and they can throw it. And they got explosive weapons.
Mm. Well, Coach, I have to ask you this before we let you go. Who was your favorite offense that you were a part of as far as coaching? I mean, you run and shoot, Green Bay Packers with Brett Favre. Then you think of the Minnesota Vikings with Uncle Warren. Like, who was your favorite? What was your favorite offense that you were a part of?
I had two of them. I would say the first one, when I was with the 49ers, very explosive. Ooh. I mean, we had guys. I mean, when you have, the Montanas of Steve Young, you have Jerry Rice, John Taylor, you have, Brett Jones, you have a lot of weapons, and, we were really unstoppable. The only thing that stopped us is you may get some injuries here and there. And I think the other one was Minnesota, because when you have the weapons that we have, when you have a Randy Moss, you have Chris Carter, you have Robert Smith, you have those kind of guys. They were unbelievable. And the thing about it is, when you get guys like that, they love to come to work. They don't complain. They just come to work. That's what you love as a coach. It don't matter what the weather is, hot, cold, whatever. Those guys never complain. They came to work and they did what they're supposed to do. And I would say, San Francisco and Minnesota.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you have it, Coach, Mr. Ray Sherman. Coach, I got to just one request. Definitely, we'd love to have you back on. But if I can make some calls, do you mind going to Chicago and taking an offensive coordinator job? I'm a Chicago Bears fan. That's why I mentioned them earlier. They were my mind, so
help! They need some milk.
I tell you what, man. I don't know. I guess when I look at the Bears, I see, they're a good football team, and I don't know all that's happening up there, and I don't know. One thing I learned in pro sports, you don't play musical chairs with quarterbacks. So I think that Trubisky was there, and then they made a quarterback change. And so I just, when you're not on the end, you only can see from the outside. But if you're not on the inside and you don't understand everything that's going on, it's hard to say what the issues are.
Right. Well, I'm a fan, so I know we're media, but I'm a fan too, and I can tell you what I see. But I believe.
Well, I tell you this, maybe I see it, but I don't want to say
it. That play calling.
I'm gonna try to make some calls. I know one of the players. I'm gonna try to make some calls, and I'm gonna try to see if we can get you
out of retirement or something.
But all right, Coach, we thank you, man. We appreciate you, man.
Anytime. All right, thank you.
All right.
All right.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
What's up, world? This is Vincent J, aka the Fancy Guru, and here are your fancy facts heading to Week 11. If you're in the ESPN League, it's a must that you pick up and start New Orleans Saints quarterback Taysom Hill. With the recent injury of starting quarterback Drew Brees, Hill is currently listed as a quarterback and tight end. So if you already own a good quarterback and or tight end, throw Hill in your flex and enjoy this 1 week rental before ESPN takes the tight end tag off. The Saints are playing in a home matchup against an improved Atlanta Falcons team, so this could be a shootout with a lot of fantasy production from Hill. One player who I benched this week is Denver Broncos running back Melvin Gordon. He's only averaging less than 7 fantasy points in his last 4 games, and it could get worse with the possibility of starting quarterback Drew Lock not playing. They're playing at home against a good Miami Dolphins defense, who has not allowed a running back to score a touchdown in 4 straight games. My sleeper pick this week is New England Patriots wide receiver Jacoby Myers, who has been a favorite go-to guy for quarterback Cam Newton over the past few weeks. He's averaging over 9 targets in his last 4 games with a throwing touchdown. The Patriots are on the road this weekend playing against the Houston Texans, so this could be the week that Myers gets his first receiving touchdown. Now, if you want to check out more fancy facts, make sure you continue to follow me on the web at the3pointconversion.com.
Yo, this is Champ Bailey, 2019 Pro Football Hall of Famer. I just want to give a shout out to my boys at 3 Point Conversion Radio. There it is.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Okay, that was a great interview. Definitely got to have him. That's how we do here. We adopt him. That's Unc now. It's another Unc. So if Unc don't take that job, we got to have him back. We will have him back. So in New Orleans, Drew Brees is out. They say he's on IR. He's supposed to miss 3 to 4 games. So it has been reported that they're going to start Taysom Hill instead of backup quarterback Jameis Winston. Quickly, man, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't believe the reports, especially because it's Sean Payton.
Right.
It's Sean Payton.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I don't agree with it if that is the way that they're going. I think Taysom Hill. So he's thrown 18 passes over his career.
Mm-hmm.
What does it say that number one more time? How many
so
passes?
18 passes over his career.
Right.
Right? There's the quarterbacks throw the ball 30 times a game.
Sorry about that.
He's thrown it, and he's better suited for what he does, which is being a Swiss Army knife.
Right.
Like that's what he is. That's what he's great at. I just think that they are going to start Jameis. I really do. And I think that he's gotten smart. So first off, you got to give Jameis some respect because he got LASIK eye surgery in the offseason.
Yeah, he can see now.
Yeah, so that could have went, with some of the interceptions, but of his 30, I would have to say 10 to 12 weren't even his fault. Mm-hmm. Like seriously. It was either the receiver the ball just hit the receiver in the hand and it flipped over, or they didn't catch it how they were supposed to. So if you take that away, you're looking at what, 50 and 20? Now it's a whole different ball game, right?
But you know what? I think Taysom's going to start, but I think he just might do just that, just start. And then they bring Jameis Winston.
Why?
Well, that report came out that Jameis won't be part of any offensive packages.
Really?
But who reported that?
And that came out in all the, the
See,
four-letter
I don't
network,
know.
the league network.
But like you said, do you?
What'd you get him for?
And just like they said, it's a lot going on, and I think I don't believe that. Do you?
What'd you get him for?
But do you trust Sean Payton?
No.
I don't trust him.
No, this dude's a liar. And I don't mean a liar in that way. I mean, like, he going to let you believe what you're going to believe, so you had this getting ready.
But also, I do get it. Let's say if they do, and they say, you know what, we're gonna start Taysom. I'm not saying he's this dude, because like you said, 18 passes, but we saw the same thing with Kaepernick. And how Kaepernick came in, and Harbaugh kept wanting to get Kaepernick in, and we was like, man, what is he doing? They're 7-1 right now, or 6-2. Why are they trying to bench Alex Smith?
Yeah, but Harbaugh was not putting Kaepernick at wide receiver, having him. Right. I mean, he may have him run like a read option, but not like a QB power. He wasn't having him run those kind of plays.
But Harbaugh probably would have done it.
He didn't have him on a punt team.
Harbaugh would have done it if he could have, though. If he could. And I think that's why he loves this guy. But again,
not if the plan was for him to eventually play quarterback.
But you remember, they can't put Taysom Hill at backup quarterback anyway. Because if he was a backup quarterback, that means, let's say if he comes in to play quarterback and he gets hurt, Jameis is a starter. Like, Jameis is going to be the starter.
Well, no, this how it went, like, with the game against the 49ers. Brees started, and they put in Hill to run plays.
Right.
When Brees got hurt, Jameis is technically the emergency quarterback. But if you bring in Jameis, you couldn't bring back in Brees.
Right.
You could still bring in Hill, but you couldn't bring Brees back in the game. If you bring in your third quarterback, you can't bring in the first guy.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why you had to. That's why they put Jameis.
So they can still do Jameis and Taysom Hill. But if they have a third guy, if they bring in that third guy, they can't bring back in that starter.
But that's why Jameis is the backup, because of that reason, right? And that's why they don't list Taysom Hill as a quarterback, because of that. Because then when Taysom plays, it's a wrap.
So who gonna play?
I think it's gonna be Taysom to start, and I think Jameis is gonna play. That's what I think. So, all right. So, what's your nosy neighbor watch? I mean, we can easily say it's gonna be New Orleans to see what happened. But
right, that would be the easy way.
Who's your nosy neighbor?
Baltimore. They playing up against a Tennessee team. That I don't want to say they look good the last few weeks, but they've won the last few weeks.
Right.
And Baltimore is not really in the position to be losing too many more games.
No.
You know what I mean? They 6-3. We see what Pittsburgh doing.
Yeah.
9-0. Cleveland right there 6-3. And I don't want to say Cleveland got a gimme game.
Right.
But
still,
you know, And then you're looking at being 6-4, and you can't win the division at that point. You know what I mean? So yeah, Baltimore need to. That's my nosy neighbor. Watch, and they need to get to it. And it's not all on Lamar, man. Like, he can have a bad game, and every time he have a bad game, it do not have to be one of those situations where is it a mistake that he's this or is it because Carson Wentz or this other player have a bad game. It's okay, it's all right. Every time Lamar have a bad game, was it a mistake? Is he not this? Is he not that? We talking about a bad game, not a bad year, player.
You have a nosy neighbor?
Yeah, I know we're going to talk about the game in a little bit, but I'm looking at the Rams. They got Tampa Bay, and they can kind of put themselves in position to really get one of those wild card spots with a win. I think I'm picking the Rams to mess around and win the game.
My nosy neighbor, it's not a lot to choose from, but honestly, I'll go with two. Real quick, I'm a peek in the Kansas City, Las Vegas.
I was gonna say that's a peek too.
I just want to see if really want to see if Vegas is for real. Like, are y'all really for real? Y'all beat them last time, surprised them, but the Raiders 6-3.
They didn't really surprise. Like, they beat them.
I mean, they beat them.
Yeah, so it was surprised that they won, but they beat them. It wasn't like it was like they had them in more offense yards. They beat them.
But
they gave them some bullet. They done gave them some bullet board topic this week.
Exactly.
So
right.
This not if Kansas City up 40 with 3 minutes left, they gonna score again. They
Kansas City ready, right?
They looking to blow them out.
My other team where I'm peeking through the blinds is Miami, man. I want to see.
I do too.
Is this team with Tua? They look good.
And shout out to Ab. It's kind of exciting, right?
Yeah,
like see them. Nobody expecting them to do it, and they're doing it convincingly.
Right.
It's not like it's a surprise game. No, their defense is doing what they're supposed to be doing,
everything.
And Tua is doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Everything.
And don't take nothing away from Fitz magic because he was doing it also. You know what I'm saying?
Their team. Floyd's got their team playing. Yeah. Upsets.
Okay, my upset pick of the week.
So you don't have one yet. I will go with my upset pick is going to be Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to beat New Orleans.
So I don't call it an upset because it's a rivalry.
True. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
It's a rivalry.
You're right. Okay, you're right. Well, then my next upset is going to be, I guess, man, I'm going to go with, I don't know if you can call this an upset. No, you can't really call this an upset, but it's not. It's not. I don't
really.
Yeah, I don't think Jacksonville's going to.
Dallas going to beat Minnesota.
Pittsburgh. That's not.
I think it'll be an upset if LA is going to hiss at me again. I'm picking the Eagles to upset
Cleveland.
Just because you feel like they should win some of these games. I'm not saying they should beat Cleveland, but it's one of those games to where
y'all can't lose again.
They could actually win the game, and they're like, "Oh, see, the Eagles are back." And then next week they play Dallas and lose
30.
Yeah,
and then lose the next 3 weeks.
Right. So, due to time constraints, we gotta take a break. I'm gonna have G. If you could put up, do you have the picks up? You can just put them up.
What's my record?
The picks are up now. I'd have it on there. I can't see it on the screen,
we'll see it,
but y'all can see it.
Right. So those are our picks. But we, like I said, we have to take a break. We have to bring our next guest in. But keep it locked. We'll be right back. If you have fantasy questions or if you have your teams, we're about to find out with Ask a Doc. Keep it locked.
Attention, radio station listener. This might make you say, Get this station and 1,500 live stations, plus a custom station you can create all in one. Right now. Download the free app now at iHeartRadio.com.
Happy Saturday, sports fans. It's your boy Sherm, a.k.a. the Lord of the Beats, and you are currently inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge with my man's Mr. Controversy, D Intellectual, and of course my dog G behind the boards. Cheers to the freaking weekend.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And we have family in the building. On the phone, we have our cousin,
Cousin Pete.
Dr. Donald Fowler III, orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta. How's it going, Doc?
Doing well. How you guys doing?
Great. We're doing good. Man, we're about to get right to it. Hey, first off, Atlanta Hawks, Onyeka Okongwu with the number 6 pick. And, everybody excited, but he fell back. He was supposed to go top 3. But there's been concerns because he had, I think, recently broke his toe. And it's some concern that he might miss training camp and some games of the season. I actually talked to him yesterday, and he said that he said he could play if they wanted him to, if he needed to, but he said they're going to hold him off right now, at least. He might be back for the season or not. With a broken toe, do you see him being ready for the season? I guess he just broke it this week, I think? Last week, something like that.
Yeah, so, fortunately, sounds like nothing too major. Broke his big toe. This isn't one of those, you hear foot injuries, some of the big men, that bone on the outer part of their foot when they break their metatarsal, guys like Embiid, Yao Ming, a lot of guys have had that. That's a lot tougher, longer healing recovery. Big toe, probably just kind of a freak thing, needs a few weeks to heal, but shouldn't be any long-term issue, and I would expect him to be ready for the start of the season.
Yeah, I hope he is, man, because like I said, he'll be a big help to the Hawks.
Absolutely. Now, we know Drew Brees has bruised ribs, and there's talk he may be out multiple weeks. I think they put him on the IR, so that's at least 3 weeks. How long does it take this type of injury how long does this type of injury keep him out, and could he wear a flap jacket to protect him?
Yeah, so this is the short answer is it's going to be hard to know. Some of it, as anyone knows, even with bruised rib, let alone broken or fractured ribs on both sides with a pneumothorax and collapsed lung, kind of like Tyrod Taylor, except this time it wasn't a doctor that caused it. It was an actual football player. But he's going to be out, obviously, at least for the 3 weeks, like you said, on IR. Not to hate on Drew Brees, he's a little older, so something like this I would expect to take a little bit longer to heal. As a result, yes, he can wear a flak jacket to protect himself, like a lot of players with rib injuries do. You take a lot of hits, of course, as a quarterback, and he's managed to break the ribs now on both sides. So I think they're obviously going to be careful with him, but I would expect him back in that 3 to 4 week time frame, as far as my best estimation.
Yeah, I've had broken ribs, like a nice amount of them, 7. Like, dude, you can't do nothing. Like, you can't laugh. Like, people make jokes, and you be like, stop making jokes, because you can't put a cast on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right. No, you laugh, you cough, you sneeze, you even try to bear down to go to the bathroom. It's not comfortable. So
now, Joe Mixon, the Cincinnati Bengals running back, has been out several weeks with a foot injury. Man, he's been out for like 4 straight weeks, and every week before it's like he could play, then they list him out. And it's with a foot injury. So what's really going on with his foot? Is this more serious than everybody's thinking?
Yeah, this is kind of somewhat of a puzzle, because Cincinnati seems to make it out like it's not a serious injury, but he hasn't practiced an entire month, even though they kind of say week to week and haven't put him on IR. So that kind of makes you think that okay, well, it's, if someone's hurt and you think they're going to be out for 3 weeks nowadays with the new IR system, you put them on IR so you can bring someone else up. So it's kind of strange that it's kind of just dragged on week to week. Still no practices. They're claiming it's not serious, but I do think at this point it's cause for concern when you're talking about your running back not being out there for an entire month straight. So I wish I had more information. My guess is he's just not responding to his rehab like they hoped, and probably had a bad sprain, but just still isn't feeling comfortable enough to cut and jump and push and run like they want him to. So your guess is as good as mine. I think every week kind of everyone thinks it's going to be the next week, but now it's dragged on for 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's funny. They need to do something about the NFL injury report. Like, are they hurt or are they not hurt? Are they like, come on, man. Now, Nick Foles' injury isn't as bad as it seems, but how severe is it to have a strain and a bruise to the hip glute area?
Yeah, this is one of those things where I guess you don't want to call someone soft. I know we've had this conversation before.
Go ahead.
Because, anytime someone goes down, you never know. I mean, if you think back, honestly, to watching when Tua got hurt and you don't really know what you're looking for, it didn't look that bad. So I would say give the player the benefit of the doubt, and obviously he got slammed down pretty hard, so you kind of say, well, hopefully nothing's broken. Certainly a contusion with what he's diagnosed with, probably a deep bone bruise, can be painful, but kind of after the fact, it makes you wonder, I mean, was it bad enough you really needed to be carted off kind of thing? So
it's almost like he died. He act like he died on the field. Like, come on. And then Doc saying, like, dude, it really, like, it's not really all that.
He
pulled did he, so are you saying
he did the Paul Pierce?
Yeah, did he do a Paul Pierce? Just because he...
I think he oversold it a little bit. I'll say that.
Or maybe
we lost.
Or maybe he
I don't want to be a part of this loss. I can say
he was embarrassed and tried, because I always say if I trip and fall in a public place, they're gonna have to bring the ambulance.
Not just that. You remember how when people miss a long pass, they drop the ball, they dive and they act like they hurt themselves. Right. They be like, oh, did they sit out for a few plays?
But all right, Doc, we appreciate it. If you want to stay, you can. If you got to go on the stand, we got like a few minutes left. I really want to speak on this. I got something on my mind, and I want all of us to talk about it quickly, and I'm not going to go along with it. But so we saw LaMelo get drafted, right? Number 3. We saw LeVar Ball wear a hat, I told you so. All right, somebody pose a question. Do you think he did good for his sons, or is he a distraction? Whatever. It's just what do you think he is for his sons lately? I will say this. Yes, he has been quiet as of late. With LaMelo, he got quiet. I guess he learned it was like you hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, he was been chilling.
And then LaMelo got drafted. But here's my take on that. I think because he's in the limelight, people talk about him being a father. Well, it's not just that, because it's us saying it. There's a lot of us too. It's horrible, but I think it's because he's made mistakes. He's done some things and made mistakes, but I think because he's in the limelight, as parents we make mistakes. But I think the key is, if you're making a mistake because you're trying to better your children's life, I think that's acceptable. Because he learned from it. And you see with LaMelo, okay, I got LeVar, I got Lazo in. I start kind of messing him up because I kept talking. Let me be quiet. We hadn't heard a peep from him. And then when LaMelo get drafted,
he talked a little bit.
He talked a little bit after he got drafted, but I think he's just a father. He's just a father that's on TV.
Not just that. All 3 of his sons is involved in the NBA. There's one more family that you can say that about the Holidays, right? Aaron Holiday, Justin Holiday, and Drew Holiday. they're there.
And I think the Waltons is like that too. But go ahead, Waltons and Berries.
No, the Berries.
The Berries.
Walton was just one.
But the Berries was only 2.
No,
still,
I'm sorry.
right?
That's what I meant.
Berries,
Berries.
it was
3.
It was like 15
John,
of them.
Brett,
Drew.
It was
right,
like the Bears like the Waynes.
Right.
But go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, what else? He got all 3 of his sons to the NBA, completely involved in the NBA.
And 2 were
top 2 picks.
Top 3 picks.
2.
2 top 3 picks.
2 picks. You're right, because Melo went 3rd. Like what else? Like what else you want or need? Like,
man, I gotta get.
Some people can't get they kid on the junior varsity basketball team at Southwest Iowa State.
Right.
He got his play. He got it, and one didn't even play high school ball after his sophomore year.
Right.
Didn't play no college ball.
Yeah.
Jello stole some glasses from Japan and never played a game again.
Right. So yeah, no, you're right, and that's why I say I think Dr. Fowler. Are you there, Dr. Fowler? I think he dropped off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
real quick, your thoughts on him, just quickly if you can.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of go both. I thought it was way too much a few years ago. I do think he's like too much. Not that he wasn't doing the right thing for his sons, but I almost just thought he was being too public and demonstrative about it.
I think we all agree.
I like how he's pulled back and kind of, again, applaud him for what he's done for his sons. Just didn't like the way he initially was carrying himself, but I think he's done better now over the years.
And I think that's what he learned. Like, okay, I can't. It worked because it got Lonzo there, but then after a while, when Lonzo was playing, it kind of put the pressure on Lonzo, and people was treating Lonzo differently because of that. But then I think he understood that, okay, let me hold back. It didn't work for LaJello or Jelly. LiAngelo.
But he ain't really, you got to think also.
That was LiAngelo's fault too.
And LeVar never really said Jello was that.
No, but I'm right.
He always spoke more of Melo and.
No, he talked about Jello.
But he said that he was.
He said Jello was a surprise, the one that's.
But he said it like Melo needed to be passing him the ball, kind of.
Yeah, he said Melo was the one. Yeah, they all think Melo was the one, but all right, G. I hope you feel me on this. Get ready. But anyway, it is time to close this show out, and we have a couple of shout outs, and stay part of it because you might be one of them. The Dallas Cowboys. All right, so first I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to everybody that is listening. I appreciate you all. I want to definitely give a shout out to Almighty God for giving me this platform to do what I do, say what I say. Give me this platform, make you all happy, mad, upset, want to give me the stop it button. I appreciate that. I hope G is with me. Also, want to say that Jerry Jones messed up again. You had somebody, even though you knew you weren't going to hire him, but that was the coach. But I thank you, Jerry, and you need to admit that you messed up. The team is messed up right now. You could have had the best coach and Coach Ray Sherman, but you messed that up. So I need my.
Thank you, Raphael.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I had to have him admit. That's it, Jerry. Also, I want to thank.
We don't need him back for a few more.
Yeah,
how long has it been? We ain't had him
for
since
a minute,
what,
right?
like the beginning of the year almost. Only time about March.
Only time we bring him in is when we doing that.
Yeah, it was probably around with George Floyd, right? Like May, we ain't had him since then, so we gonna push him back again. We ain't gonna see you no more.
All right. Also, I want to shout out to our guests. I want to shout out to Danny Thompson. Appreciate you, bro. I want to shout out to Coach Ray Sherman. Appreciate you, sir. And of course, cousin Mr. Dr. Donnie Fowler III. I want to thank my crew, G, my road dog, the intellectual.
Yes, man. Thanks everybody for listening. Man, let's thank the NBA for yesterday for giving us a great topic to talk on. Again, friends, family, fans, thank y'all for always listening. We appreciate y'all. And just continue to tune in. You see where we going. Just be a part of it.
And real quick, just thank my whole family. I want to thank, first I want to thank Mike Patton. I want to thank Derek Branch. I want to thank Michael Bowley. I hope I'm saying your name correct. If I'm not, I apologize. Precious. Appreciate everyone who listened. Like I said, my whole family, my wife, children, and all my family. Stay safe. Be healthy. Eat good for the Thanksgiving, but stay in the house. Don't catch nothing. Love on family. Let them know that you love them while you're still alive. And until then, next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? I'm out. Peace. You just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.